that I have been subjected to by these same individuals that are supporting Obama simply for confronting him to be honest about the drug use.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've used drugs in the past. You know, I'm not a squeaky clean person by any right, but I'm not running for the highest office in this country.
So you feel
know,
this is, Larry, excuse me, you feel this is a moral issue then? That these people running for president really should be held accountable to a higher level of moral behavior?
If we're not held to that highest level of honesty, then we're stuck in the same situation we're stuck in now with George Bush. You can't have people running for president of the United States accusing the current administration of being nothing but, a festering pool of liars.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you're doing the same thing in an attempt to get in that office.
I see.
If you're willing to lie to get into the office, what are you willing to do once you are there?
That's an interesting point, because somewhat tangentially to your comments so far, it has been noted by more than a few people that the people who are backing and advising and running the Obama campaign essentially are very powerful people, the Brzezinski clan, as it were, who have a very serious and potentially catastrophic world agenda. And I think perhaps there are many who might share your concern about this man's integrity should these cases and allegations that you're bringing forward prove to be true. So,
and see, Jeff, that's why I came on your show tonight. I am being bombarded. People are looking at this video. First of all, I am going to be honest on your show. I somewhat disguised my appearance on this video, and I did so for personal safety purposes.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I have been called every name in the book, from homeless to toothless to hillbilly to uneducated. I mean, these are people who know nothing whatsoever about me, who are making these attacks. I have been threatened. I have received email messages through my YouTube email box from people that have acknowledged to being employed or volunteers of the Barack Obama campaign, who have told me that the Secret Service is looking for me, that once I'm found, I'm going to be beaten, if not shot. I have forwarded copies of these emails to the major news organizations in this country. No one seems to take this thing seriously. Everyone wants me to put out everything on YouTube so that they can distort it. I've had replies to comments that I've made to people asking questions, cut and pasted and spammed all over the internet. People are spamming and editing this video and twisting it. The Obama bloggers have started using it and editing it and writing their own stories to it to try to make it look like it's a political attack from an opponent.
Probably not a terribly big surprise to you, Larry, I wouldn't think, given the current political climate and status of our society. Stand by if you would just for a minute. We'll be right back. And needless to say, the Obama campaign is more than welcome to come on this program and reply in kind to these allegations. We, I think, like all good Americans, would like to get to the bottom of this and find out the truth, which is exactly what Mr. Sinclair says he's after.
Never reported by anyone, never mentioned by anyone. Easily done, in the same way the New York Times did it. I could do it. I could do it. I could do it tomorrow. Anonymous sources told me this individual in America, again a prominent Democrat, was doing this, all right? And everybody in the business, the journalism business, knows that story's in play. No one will report it. So It's a hit piece on McCain. It's a hit.
No, of course it's a hit piece on McCain. I couldn't agree more, and I think it hurts the New York Times. This is an institution, as you pointed out. It's got declining revenues, it's got declining circulation, it's got declining influence, and furthermore, when you get here in Washington, and people begin to gossip knowingly about stuff where they have absolutely.
Good evening again. Keith Olbermann reporting. This is Countdown on MSNBC. The New York Times is reporting tonight on its website in a story posted within the last hour that top advisors to Senator John McCain had, quote, intervened to protect the candidate from himself, to keep a 40-year-old Washington lobbyist named Vicky Eisman away from Senator McCain during the 2000 campaign for president, because in the words of the Times correspondents, they became, that is, the Washington insiders associated with John McCain, they had become convinced, quote, the relationship had become romantic. The Times says both Ms. Eisman and Senator McCain have denied that there was any kind of romantic relationship. Whatever the relationship was between the senator from Arizona and a 40-year-old lobbyist for the firm of Alcalde and Fay, who represented telecommunications companies for whom Mr. McCain's Commerce Committee was pivotal, according to the Times. Her clients contributed tens of thousands of dollars to his campaigns. The article from the Times, a considerably lengthy one, posted by Jim Rutenberg, Marilyn Thompson, David Kirkpatrick, and Stephen Leviton, several of the top reporters at the Times, concluded here that this female lobbyist, Ms. Eisman, had been turning up with him at fundraisers, in his offices, and aboard a client's corporate jet, convinced the relationship had become romantic. Some of his top advisors, the Times reports, intervened to protect the candidate from himself. I'm joined again by Richard Wolff.
I'd like to make a brief comment and then respond to the questions that you might have. Obviously, I'm very disappointed in the article. It's not true. As has been pointed out, I've served this nation honorably for more than a half a century. When I was 17, I raised my hand and said I would support and defend this nation, and I've had the honor of serving it ever since. At no time have I ever done anything that would betray the public trust, nor make a decision which in any way would not be in the public interest and would favor anyone or any organization. As chairman of the Commerce Committee, there were hundreds of issues, including
the war funding bill he was writing. Again, McCain came back later to apologize after the senator's joke about bombing Iran made headlines.
An old Beach Boys song, Bomb Iran. Bomb, 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 bomb.
McCain once again fired back.
Lighten up and get a life. Insensitive to what? The Iranians? My response is lighten up and get a life. I will continue to joke with my veteran friends.
And a recent appearance on The Daily Show got loud.
Let me explain it this way. Very unfair. What I'm saying is less supportive of them.
Are being told they're fighting a war.
Settle down for a second.
No, you settle down. That they're fighting a war that they lost.
McCain became famous for his straight talk during his first run for the White House.
5 United States senators, Vietnam veterans, heroes, some of them really incredible heroes, wrote George a letter and said, apologize. Yeah. You should be ashamed. Yeah, you should be ashamed.
But years later, an admission that maybe that kind of language doesn't always work.
My anger did not help my campaign. It didn't help. People don't like angry candidates very much.
And how's he doing now?
I'm fine. Cindy says I'm more ill-tempered than I used to be, but other than that, I'm fine.
And take note of the issue.